Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's a pleasure as always to be reading for you. I hope you're doing really well. So I want to see who was coming your way in love. I'm not going to separate this reading whether from general or from my singles. I'm just going to keep it open and see who's coming your way. And from there we're going to see how things transpire. So let's go ahead and get started, Leo. Okay, so let's get into this. So let's see, spirit guides and just ancestors. Who is coming Leo's way in their love life? Wow. Ten of Cups, strength right out the gate. Who is coming Leo's way? Maybe another Leo for some of you, specifically. Or they may have Leo on their chart. King of Swords and the Judgment. Ooh. Ooh, now you go on the bottom of the deck. Empress right underneath that. Nine of Cups in reverse underneath that. Immediately what I feel, it goes to the saying of being loved so loudly, being loved so boldly, being loved so publicly. That feels like somebody who's coming your way. It's a King of Swords, so they could be a Leo with air in their chart or air with fire in their chart or etc. But this is somebody that's going to love you out loud, unapologetically. Somebody who doesn't care rhyme or reason how other people may feel, what other people may think. This is somebody that is going to be proud of you. They're going to, I just heard pedestalize, and I don't want to go with that vibe, but it almost feels like that when you're so proud to be with somebody, when you admire somebody, when you're with somebody that's honorable or admirable, somebody that has a certain level of integrity. You want to show them off. You want to, show your friends, your person. You want your person to meet your family. You want your person to meet your coworkers and colleagues. And especially if I'm seeing this with the King of Swords, this may be somebody who either works in a field that uses a lot of their intellect. So this could be somebody that's really brilliant. Either it's a lot of their intellect, maybe something, a field or a job where they communicate a lot, whether it's their own business or they work for a company. Somebody that deals with a lot of paperwork or documentation. This could even be, if I was to kind of go to a branch of this could even go down to like military to some degree. Nonetheless, they're a strategist. This is somebody that's highly intellectual. But I gotta flip it back to your end, Leo, because I don't like when people tend to generalize all of your relationships were just horrible and just awful. That's kind of like pandering to your fears or things that you've been through and trying to magnify them more than they need to be. So I'm not really big into just assuming all of your relationships were just horrible and awful, because I'm sure that's probably not the case, at least for not all of you, right? But I will say, I think you've been either in a relationship or relationships, or even if you've been single for a long time, where you may have questioned your own worth, or you may have been put in positions to question your worth or your value or what you have to offer. You may have been put in positions with people where they brought out the more negative sides of you, where you had to look within yourself and see, hold on, I've shown these kind of attributes that I'm not okay with. This person or these circumstances or the situation is bringing out characteristics in me that I don't really like, or that I don't want to be in alignment with. You may have dealt with people, circumstances, situations that did that romantically, that may have done that to you. And it made you question, again, maybe your value, your sense of self-worth, the level of respect you hold yourself with, right? The level of class you hold yourself with. So I think, Leo, past tense, we may have had a couple of, maybe one significant one, or maybe quite a few, of false flames, right? False flames, false potentials, false loves that we may have assumed or thought that it was going to be it was going to be the right love. It was going to be somebody that was ideal for us. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case, right? That wasn't the case. So I like this. This is somebody that's going to love you out loud. And I mean out loud. Tell me more. What is this person's intentions with Leo? Ooh. I'll tell you what I just heard. The person you prayed for privately is the person God is going to send to love you in front of the people who betrayed you and that hurt you. Ooh, ooh. Oh, who am I dealing with? What Leo am I dealing with? No, seriously. Seriously, what Leo am I dealing with? Because this is a Leo that I'm talking to that, I mean, I can just, the nights, the days of just either grieving, crying, praying, why me? Why did I deserve this? Why did I have to go through this? There was a significant, and I know we all have, right? So I'm not trying to make it seem like in this case you are special because you went through a significantly tough connection. We all, I'm sure, for the most part, have. But there's either literally a specific, like that one that got you right, like a dagger in the heart, or this could have been a couple of people that got you. And I always think back to the Ten of Swords, even though it's not here. But when you look at the Ten of Swords, it's a person on their stomach, and their back has 10 swords in it. And you don't need 10 swords to kill somebody. You only need one. So if I'm seeing visually 10 swords, this takes me back to what I'm hearing and just visualizing that I'm talking to a Leo that, again, you grieved somebody got you really bad, really like. And what I think is really interesting about this is because even though somebody may have gotten you pretty good at some point along the line, this person didn't come in right away. So it's like you got stabbed in the back or hurt with some connection, whether this was a connection years ago or whether this was a connection a month ago. Timing doesn't matter. But you had to sit in it. And that's what makes this energy even more like even worse. And I don't want to say it's necessarily worse, but it makes it more heavier because you got done the way you did and then you just had to sit with it. No new love came in. You couldn't really distract yourself or escape the feelings. You just had to sit and let it sizzle. You had to sit and feel the burn of what a person did to you. And a lot of times there's a saying, get under to get over somebody. And I'm not saying that's necessarily how you tend to operate, but even if you wanted to operate that way, it's like spirit didn't send you anybody to operate that way with, or somebody that you actually could move on into a relationship, a healthy relationship with. You had to sit and work through what you experienced. And I know sometimes, I'm not saying you're a Leo that may want to see karma done to a person, right? You know, see that person get done the way you got done. But if you felt for 1 minute, and please take my word on this, if you felt for 1 minute that the universe forgot how that person did you, you are sadly mistaken. And this takes me back even further into the energy of whomever or whatever you have prayed for when it comes to your relationship, receiving a solid relationship in private. This is somebody that's going to come in and love you out loud publicly. And even with that person loving you out loud publicly, it feels like, and this is just literally channeling, I only pulled out 4 cards. I got to get back to the deck. But even with this person loving you out loudly, whether the person who really got you good still has access to you at this time or not, if they do, they're going to see it. If they don't have access to being able to see you, say, you know, there's no way that this person can get in contact with you, that is absolutely okay. Because sometimes, and again, I'm not trying to make it seem like you're looking for karma or karmic justice, but what does go around comes back around, you know, whether you want that or not. It's just how the universal law of attraction and of energy, and what we put out, we reap what we sow. Your person's still gonna get their karma. But this feels like, though, for if you connect with this and that person still has access, they're going to see this person love you out loud. They're going to see this person love you so out loud. Oh my goodness, I didn't even get to their intentions. Can you tell me this person for Leo, what is their intentions? Okay, let's see. We got the death coming out. Wow. Wow. The Death, Nine of Cups, Hangman. And then the Six of Wands and the Emperor in the reverse. This is somebody that plays for keeps. And I don't say that lightly. This is somebody that plays for keeps. This is somebody that when they see what they want, they don't mess around. But I think this, you ever been loved? Oh, God. You ever been loved, Leo, to a point where you finally can understand what it feels, and I mean truthfully, what it feels to be unconditionally loved, where someone is willing to be patient, kind, understanding, give grace. Somebody is willing to understand your flaws and being able to work with them and not against them, not work against you, not work against the connection, but be at ease, both of you wanting to have solace and refuge within one another and being able to bear the deepest part of one's soul. It's like literally bear your soul at my feet and I'll embrace all of you. And I mean every single part of you. That's what this feels like. This is, I don't know who you got coming in, Leo. This is somebody that's going to love you to your core. Even the darkest parts, even the darkest crevices of you. They wouldn't change that about you. They wouldn't change. They don't want to change anything about you. They don't want to change anything about who you are. It makes you who you are. It makes you lovable. It makes you desirable in their eyes. The way you are is a perfect fit for them. It's like the quirks, the shortcomings, the little eclectic things that you have fits perfectly with theirs. And they see that, and that's what they want to continue, or they want to embrace from you, is just who you truly are at your core. This is, again, this is somebody that's going to love you out loud. I want to see, because we're like 12 minutes into this now. I do want to get into this extended. I want to see how this unfolds. I really do. Tell me, how will Leo feel about this person? So let's see how you will feel about this person before we even go over to the extended. If you do want to see it, the link will be in the description box below. Oh my goodness, okay. We got the Nine of Pentacles. We got the Queen of Cups. This one's a little interesting, that Ten of Cups. Everything is showing a buildup of something long-lasting, something substantial. I think you see, and I hate that, I mean, I know this sounds really fairy tale-ish, and I promise you I'm not trying to be that kind of reader, you know, but I do believe this is somebody that you can see building a life with, maybe even getting married to. Somebody, or at least at the beginning, because that Ten of Pentacles is still in the reverse. You still need some form of reassurance that it is safe to go all in with that Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So I don't think for your feelings out the gate, you're going to be, let's invest 110%. If anything, because the Nine of Pentacles is still here, you're still keeping your independence when it comes to this connection. But this is somebody that I think as you get to know this person, the more you understand who they are at their core, how consistent they are with you, how they're able to give you the same energy you're giving them, how they're able to reciprocate, understanding their principles, their core values, their core virtues, understanding their morals, where they're heading in life, their ambitions, their aspirations, their goals, and even down to the more minute things that are still important. What is your credit score? How many kids you got? If you got kids, have you been married? Do you got any baby mamas, baby daddies? You know, where do you work? You know, how much do you, I mean, just everything, everything. This is really checking to see if you guys are in alignment with everything. And I do believe, I can't deny it, I do believe, Leo, you're going to feel that you are. And even a part of you is going to want to give more than just, let's see how it goes. I see an emotional development on your end. But again, you're not being naive about it either. You know, you're no spring chicken, right? You're not wet behind the ears. You're not coming out the gate, oh, this person is my friend. No, because I still feel that you need to feel safe, which I do feel like you will. But you have to, I think this is kind of like the checks and balances. You're making sure that this is a safe enough situation or scenario before you fully invest. And this is why you're still keeping that independent spirit, but still allowing yourself to emotionally invest, right? So in case things do go a little sideways, you don't fully lose yourself. You're able to still grab that rope and pull yourself out of the situation. I don't think you would need to, not with the way how this person's going to love you out loud. But let's go ahead and get to the extent, because I really want to break this down, Leo. So if I leave you here with this, I love who's coming your way. But whoever has hurt you in the past, and I want to look into their energy just slightly in the extended, if they still have access to see you, they're going to see you be loved out loudly by somebody who is genuinely going to love you. Leo, I love you. You be well. You take care. You be safe.